Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call halal Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI Ba'ashim QADASH. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI Barakatham. It's the brother Kazah from the Meneval 12 West Coast, coming back at it again with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be, These Natural Disasters Are from the Lord. All right, and all a natural disaster is judgment from on high through the operation of the elements. All right, because the Lord, he controls all that. All right, that's why he's all powerful. Okay, and with all the natural disasters that we've seen, with recent times, you got this hurricane, Hurricane Ida that caused a lot of flooding here in Babylon. And they say it's, a couple storms in the Atlantic Ocean, and also too, just a couple days ago, or I don't think it's a couple days, probably, about 1 day ago, you had that earthquake that happened in Australia. Now spirit, through the spirit, I'm gonna cover this topic, this article, this event where you had a volcano blow up for the first time in 50 years, all right, out there off the coast of Spain in the Canary Islands. All right, now this, it just goes to show the times that we are in. All right, that the Lord is visiting the earth which he made. Okay, and he's stirring up a lot of things. All right, he is, how do I put it to you? He's making the cookie crumble, so to speak. As far as these prophecies go, he's getting ready to deliver us out of Babylon, and also to, put the, punish the heathen, punish the wicked. All right, cast this devil out of his ruling seat, as it is written in the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, and we are in that transition. Okay, and in this transition, the world will know the power of Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, because it's not just going to be things that could be explained away. All right, because you got things like, the uproars of the people. You got things like the wars. And people chalk it up to just the wicked nature of man, so to speak. You had this philosopher, or I'm not too sure who he was. But he came out with the term, saying that men are inherently evil, and people chalk it up to that, just the evilness of men, which is not really that. It's really the wickedness of the so-called white man, because a lot of these things are, what I'm saying, they're done by Esau Edom. All right, and it's not just that, but it's also too, on a higher level, Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI putting the spirit on these nations to come against each other. But with these natural disasters, all right, these people will know the times that they're in. Okay, they will not be able to explain. All right, okay, you got all these things happening. All right, with the situations with men, with people, right? But now you got the natural disasters. You got how do I put it to you? Volcanoes popping off. You got earthquakes. You got storms. You got the chariots making their appearances more and more. These are things that cannot be explained away. All right, and people will know that the living power is putting forth his judgment upon the world. All right. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into this article, because first of all, it doesn't really talk about the effect it had on the people. All right, and if anything, it has a rather, a nonchalant tone, dealing with the volcanic eruption. It has a nonchalant tone. Like, for example, I read the second paragraph where it says, from afar, it looks spectacular. The vertiginous fountains of lava, almost 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, screamed skyward, reaching heights of up to 5,000 feet. Nearly twice as that of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest skyscraper. And that's the skyscraper out there in Dubai. So these devils, man, they, what I'm saying, they looking at this in a sense of amazement, and all that's gonna be brought low. Okay, all that's going to be done away with, because the Lord is going to bring out monsters that he's going to really bring the pain in Jacob's trouble, right? In that transition, he's going to really bring the pain. Okay, so let's go hit the scriptures. All right, we're going to go with the book of Isaiah. Or matter of fact, we're going to start with the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. All right, just to lay down, the stage, the foundation, as to the operation of the elements. Okay, because that's what natural disasters are. They are judgment by ways of the operation of the elements. All right, because its creation consists of the elements. Okay, it consists of the earth, the wind, the fire, the waters. All right, and you might have more things at play that hasn't been revealed to us yet. Hey, sound is an element as well. And these are the things that YAHAWASHI has at his disposal to judge the world. Like for example, you hear that thunder, that lightning. You see the flash. That's that concentrated how do I put it to you? Energy. That's the tumult, if I'm not mistaken. And then you hear that sound. That's that puts fear in people. It puts fear in the animals. So the Lord has his hand in everything. All right, so book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. And it reads, "For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements." You see? All right, because the world, even with everything calm, all right, the elements are still operating. Every element has its purpose. All right, but when the Lord appoints judgment, all right, guess what? If he appoints judgment through natural disasters, all right, he's gonna with it through his power, all right, through the angels, they're gonna operate the elements to fulfill his will, to fulfill his wrath, his judgment. That's why, a quick precept we're gonna get before we get to Isaiah 29. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 3. Where it reads, "I have commanded my sanctified ones." All right, and it also says, "I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger." All right, now the mighty ones is talking about the angels. All right, and the angels are on the high level. Okay, they control everything. All right, they control. They have the power. I don't want to say they, trying to give them the power. All right, but YAHAWASHI, orders them to do his work. All right, to fulfill his wrath. And it reads, "Even them that rejoice in my highness." You see? So angels, they, as scripture says, they're ministers of fire. So that alone tells you that they have power over such elements, man. They can make the storms, earthquakes, things of that nature. And all of it is done, how do I put it to you? All of it comes from Yahweh Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI. All right, he has the power in all that. Okay, so let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. And I'm not trying to get too deep. We're just gonna hit the points. All right, so book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6, and it reads, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise." You see, that's elements right there. All right, noise. You know what it is to be, what I'm saying, bombarded with a loud noise. You could go death off that. Your ears will bleed. You get shell shocked. Just with the power of noise. All right, it says with storm and tempest. You see, that's the waters. All right, that's the lightnings. The air, the wind, the elements, man. The Lord is no joke. And it says, "and a flame of devouring fire." And when you really read these, when you read these scriptures, man, all right, because one thing is to read, how the Lord is going to raise up, nation against nation. That's powerful in itself. How he, like it says in the book of Proverbs, somewhere in the 20s, the 20th chapter, not the 20th chapter, but in the 20s, how he manipulates the will of the king, roughly paraphrasing. That's a wonder in itself. And then you have the elements, and that just puts an even higher fear, if you will, of YAHAWASHI. It puts the fear of the Lord in a higher understanding, because these are things that we were taught to just be natural. It just happened. It just occurred. That's what Esau, in the school systems, taught us, right? But coming into this knowledge, we learned that YAHAWASHI operates everything, and considering the fact that he's bringing these plagues into the world, that he's gonna visit the world with these natural disasters, as we just read, it really puts a new perspective of the fear of YAHAWASHI. It puts the fear of the Lord in a new perspective. Okay, so let's go to another precept. I was thinking about it. The book of there we go. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. All right, and that precept alone, even though that's another thing too, before I get to 2nd Ezra chapter 9, this precept alone, substantiates the volcanic eruptions. Because you have scoffers that'll say, oh, well, you won't find volcanoes in the Bible. Well, guess what? First of all, that's somebody that's on the low frequency, thinking that way. Because if you get an earthquake and you combine that with the flame of devouring fire, all right, because that's really what that volcano is, a devouring fire, which we're gonna read in the second article. All right, you get the volcano, man. You see people have a very basic and low frequency type of understanding, and I say that in humility. But I'm just tired of these scoffers, man. Always trying to discredit the scriptures. Always trying to come up with something to say just to be deep, sound smart. But at the end of the day, they will all be how do I put it? They will all be confounded by the signs of the times, by the acts of YAHAWASHI. All right. So with that, we're gonna go to the next precept, the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and I'm gonna start from the top. All right, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. All right, and that's what we do, being on our watchtower, as faithful watchmen of YAHAWASHI, blowing the trumpet. All right, warning our people. That's what we do, measuring the time, because these natural disasters are part of prophecy. Okay, and it reads, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. All right, because all these things, look, we read that in Isaiah 29. All right, we read that in Isaiah 29. These prophecies are how do I put it to you? They're screaming. They're speaking. They're making themselves manifest. All right, as it is written in Isaiah chapter 55 and 11. So shall his word be that goeth forth out of his mouth. It shall not return unto him void, but it shall accomplish that which he pleases. All right, speaking of the Lord. Okay, so listen, man. Everything that's written in the prophecies is coming to pass. And guess what? These natural disasters, they're part of it. All right, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, so, hey, man. You see these things, and you see that the Lord is visiting the earth, man. All right, it's being made manifest. All right, you have things that could be explained away by the non-believers. All right, which really, they not a priority anyways. But hey, it's gonna be a real satisfaction to see these non-believers, these faithless people, get confounded by the how do I put it to you, by basically the plagues that the Lord is releasing upon the world, man. By the judgment that YAHAWASHI is releasing upon the world. That's gonna bring real satisfaction to us. us in this knowledge, man. Just seeing them, oh, why is everything happening? Oh my goodness, you got all these things happening. What is that? Things they can't even explain away. I'm gonna continue on verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, you see, and guess what? You got in Australia, you have earthquakes, a 6.0 earthquake that just happened over there. I believe it's in the southern, western part of Australia. I think it's Melbourne. And in the aftermath of that, all right, then you have the uproars of the people. All right, you have a whole bunch of people protesting in Australia just after that earthquake. So that's the scripture, just coming manifesting in itself, man. An example of that, out there. But guess what? All that's going to happen here too. All right, that's going to happen here too. The Lord is saving the best for last. The Lord is saving Babylon for last, man. All right, verse 4. Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, because that's another thing too. This is a movie playing out. All right, and the script has already been written, man. And there is no alternate endings, where what if the character, does this instead of that, and then the movie ends like this. No, this movie is linear. All right, this movie is linear. Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning, and the end is manifest. Okay, so that's, what I'm saying, what is being made apparent. All right, that's what is showing itself forth, the end. And what is it the end of? Not the end of everything completely, but the end of the rulership of the wicked. All right, we're looking for the new heavens and the new earth, the new Jerusalem, where we will rule in righteousness forever and ever, because sin is going to be done away with. All right, because we're going to be in those new vessels. All right, where we will, that is incorruptible, pursuant to First Ezra chapter 15. All right, so verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in the wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. All right, and that's what, through the Spirit I was saying earlier. All right, that, is going to be real, it's going to be so powerful. It's going to be real, it's going to be real satisfaction. It's just, lack of words right now, but it's going to be real. I'm going to feel real satisfaction. All right, to see these people be confounded by these powerful works, by these effects and these signs. All these earthquakes, all these, calamities that happen that they will not be able to explain, supernatural things. You see, you have things that are tangible, so to speak, things that could be explained away, but YAHAWASHI is about to unleash, a whole levels of judgment that cannot be explained, and that is the natural disasters. All right, that's when people will recognize and know that there is a power and he is angry. Okay, he is angry. All right, and with that, we're going to end it off with the book of Nahum, chapter 1. All right, the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and 2. And it reads, Yahweh is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. You see? And he should be. Look at all the wickedness that is going on in the world, man, with this devil in rulership, man. All right, I saw in the chat earlier today, you got men getting their butts done, man. Straight wickedness. They're getting operated in their bottoms, man. I'm trying to be PC here, not PC, but PG here. The Lord is about to wreck shop, man. All right, and it reads, YAHAWASHI will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. All right, and as we read, he got his angels ready to accomplish that which he wants them to accomplish. All right. Verse 3. YAHAWASHI is slow to anger and great in power. and will not at all acquit the wicked. YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, in the operation of the elements. And the clouds are the dust of his feet. Man. And ultimately, we're going to be able, another thing too, all right, when we get them new bodies, and hey, Lord willing, maybe even sooner, you know, in the day of our visitation, we'll be able to have that power over the elements as well. You know, that's one of the things that I look forward to, being, you know, a hopeful elect. All right. But yo, you know, that's it, you know, on the lesson. You know, Lord willing, it was edifying, it was powerful, you know, put a new perspective, you know, put you know, the fear of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI into a new perspective. You know, so with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahawah ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, ba'ashim QADASH. Forgive me, the Spirit, to do this lesson. I know I didn't get into that second article, you know, but it's all just through the Spirit, man. You know, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.